It's broken.
What's going on, guys? Bruce here, and welcome back to the channel. Holy shit! Oh my. Yo, what is up, guys? So tonight we are pulling the flatbed in, getting it fixed up for Diesels in the Swamp this weekend. Finally got our lift cleaned out. We're gonna get the transmission snatched out of it and also replace the rear main seal while we're at it, because we failed to replace that while we installed the new used short block. So we're gonna get it pulled in, get the trans snatched out, and get the transmission torn apart and get her fixed up. So I'm gonna have Ryan hold the camera while we're pulling it in the shop, because it does sound like death. Like, it sounds horrible with this transmission. So Ryan's gonna take over from here.
It's broken.
It's broken. Alright, we're gonna get torn apart. Hang tight. Alright guys, so the first step to pulling your NV4500 transmission out of your Dodge Cummins is, once you get your truck in the air, you've got it all the way up, you've got everything ready to come out, and then you forgot that one important thing, is to pull your shifter out. Whose phone's ringing? Whose phone's fucking ringing?
The Pornhub phone, hey.
This guy's wearing a Pornhub shirt.
Yeah, that's what's up.
And he's bald. He's shaved. So anyways, once you got this thing in the air, then you forget, shit, I forgot my shifter. So before you pick the truck up, put it in the air, you remove your shift linkage, your shifter tower for your manual transmission. So we're gonna go ahead and hop in the cab now and remove all of that, and then we'll get it put in the air and get it snatched out. All right, so we got the transmission snatched out of this bad girl. It's right here. Sounds cool. It turns 359 degrees, but not 360. So, hold that. We're gonna get the, back up so I can get me in the frame. We're gonna go ahead and get the top shifter housing buzzed off and see how bad it is right quick. Yeah, it's extra fucked. That's fine. That's an easy fix.
He asked for fucked, it got fucked.
So this gear should be spinning the counter shaft when I spin it, kind of like how this one is tight and that one's not. So we're gonna go out to the trailer of death, find a.
It's actually fixable.
Find a third gear.
There you go.
And a good counter shaft, and we'll get it fixed up. Is this how it works? Got hair in my mouth. Alright, time to work on goddamn NV4900 right here. Gloves all. Spread open so I can get my hands in here. You leave it on. Alright, so first things first, we're going to get the bell housing off this bad girl. Suck what little bit of fluids left in it out of it. Get the tail housing off of it. And get it snatched apart. Clean all the junk out of the bottom of it. There's plenty of it. Get it torn apart. Alright guys, so we've got the sweet 5th gear nut off. I made it to where it wouldn't come off. And man, did we almost regret that. So it's fucked. But we got it off with thanks to our air hammer. We're gonna go ahead and get the main shaft snatched out of here, then we're gonna get the counter shaft out and start repairing our gear train. We've got the transmission all torn apart. As you can see, 3rd gear on the main shaft is all destroyed. 3rd gear on the counter shaft is destroyed. Unfortunately, being that this is all one piece, we have to replace the entire shaft in order to just replace one gear. So thankfully I have a spare shaft out in the trailer of death. You'll get to see that for the first time when I got here and searched for parts. All the broken pieces down inside here. We're gonna get cleaned out of the transmission case, get it cleaned up, and then get this thing going back together. I know I'm not showing you a lot of the tear down and assembly process. We'll try to show some of the assembly process now that I have a spare hand here now. So stay tuned. Well, fellas, so unfortunately, I don't have everything that I need to get this transmission put back together. I have like 3 different third gears for the main shaft, and I need to find a counter shaft. So let me explain to you the difference in the main shafts that we have. Right here, I know the light's kind of shitty, I'm sorry, but well, come on, get to adjust. So depending on how well you can see it, we have the broken counter shaft. As you can see, the gear right here is all broken out of the truck now. We have the new one that I had as a spare, but being that this new shaft is made for a 94 to 95 Dodge or older GM truck, it has a space right here. And being that that space is right there, we wouldn't have reverse in this transmission because reverse rides right here on the counter shaft and it's not there. The older trucks had a very wide reverse gear that took up the length and ran on this one, and this one only has it right there. So the problem is, like I said, we wouldn't have reverse. So I'm going to run to Tampa in the morning and get the correct counter shaft and get the flatbed put back together tomorrow because we have a lot of work to get done for customers this week, so we're gonna get this done first thing in the morning. But while we're waiting, the truck does need a rear main seal in the worst way. As I said, that was the only seal we didn't replace in the engine. Kind of stupid on my part, but thankfully but not thankfully, we had to pull the transmission back out of the truck. So I do have a brand new Cummins OEM rear main seal we're gonna go ahead and get installed. I do have the clutch already removed. Looks like my light died. So I've already removed the rear main seal. We're gonna get the new seal drove into the back of the engine, and it will be in there, and hopefully we don't have oil leaking everywhere anymore. Alright guys, we got the clutch installed, we got the new rear main seal installed. Now I've just got to go pick up the parts tomorrow morning in Tampa. I'm actually going to look at the rear end now and see about getting some sled stops made for the rear. So for sled pulling, the object is to not let the rear hitch on your truck, which will be right here, drop down, because when your hitch drops, you lose chain height, and that's your leverage against pulling the sled down the track. So we want to make the rear end solid to where the rear end doesn't drop. So basically we don't want any suspension in the rear end. So I've got some sled stops I made a while back that bolt in place of the bump stops, and they come down and make contact with the factory bump stops you see right there. So we're gonna get those bolted in and see what they look like. Alright guys, so we got the bump stops installed with the rubber mounts on them also. I'll show you what we got working here. See where we've spaced them down to where when the truck sags, it will sit right on the bump stops and stop, so we will know right where our hitch height is going to be. It has to be right at 26 inches from the ground, so we'll get the truck set on the ground, get the hitch installed, and see what we're looking at tomorrow. It's not our best work, but it's just some stuff I had laying around. We're in a hurry. Don't really have too much time to work on stuff this week. We've got a lot of customer work going on, so the flatbed isn't really a priority, but we're trying to get it done so we can go compete this weekend. All right, guys, so along with sled pulling, lots of stress happens to stock rear axles. Most stock drive shafts will work under the power we're going to be messing with. We should be fine, but stock axle shafts always break, and we have some Yukon axle shafts laying around, some used ones that were for another project that never got used, and we bought used, blah, 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 so whatever. So we're going to go ahead and get the factory axle shafts removed and get the used ones stuck in there. It's not having any gear oil in it. Oh yeah. Got a little bit of ooze juice in it. Hopefully we can reuse this gasket right here very, very carefully when we remove it. Looks like it is a reusable gasket. The reusable gaskets are made out of like a steel material, and you dab a little bit of silicone on them and you can reuse them. So I'm gonna get these stock axle shafts out of here. Hang that right there. And make sure they are the same length. And yes, they are. So we're gonna get this one cleaned up, get this surface prepped, and get the gasket, all the old silicone removed, and we're gonna go ahead and slide it in there. Alright guys, so I've got both axles installed on both sides. As you can see, it is a Yukon axle, but it doesn't have the fancy little Yukon badge on it, but it's installed. Go ahead and come over to this side so you can see the Yukon badge right there. It's a little rusty. We are going to go ahead and top off the rear end, overfill it a little bit so oil does run into the hubs. And And then that is pretty much it for tonight. We're gonna go up first thing in the morning and well, it's morning time right now, but when we go home, take a nap, get back up here and go pick up a counter shaft from hopefully Transtar in Tampa. They should have one in stock. So we are gonna be running the boggers this weekend, like I mentioned. They are bolted up on the truck, and man, do they look freaking killer, like they do on every single vehicle we bolt them up on. Biggest reason why we pretty much will never sell these things unless someone offers us a ridiculous amount. But they're on the flatbed. I've got the two rear we've got to go get repaired today at the tire shop, because last time we took them out and they were on the Green Mile, the project we sold in a couple videos back, we didn't have them completely full of air and they popped off the bead, and now they've got dirt in the beads. So we're gonna have to take them to the tire shop and get them dismounted and clean the beads out and clean the wheels out and the inside of tires and get them remounted, clean and filled with air. So I'm going to do that today, along with picking up the counter shaft from Tampa. For now, we're going to get the truck let back down. I'm going to get the transmission all clean and prepped and ready to go home and get some rest. A couple people have been complaining about me talking too fast. It's just because my mind goes 100 miles an hour all the time between the business, projects like the flatbed, telling these goons what to do on a daily basis, and just everything in between. And just everything in between, my home life I'm trying to have. It's just, man, guys, it's almost an overload. Don't know what to do with my hands half the time I'm talking to you. It just gets overwhelming. So, bear with me, guys. If you like what you're seeing, what we're doing so far, tune in to part 2 of getting the flatbed fixed up and ready to go sled pulling, along with dirt drag racing, and a couple other things with us taking our four-wheelers with us this weekend. So hit the like button if you haven't, subscribe if you haven't. Please subscribe and hit the like button. Leave comments down below. I love reading your comments, replying back to them, so we can basically connect on a level other than you guys just watching my videos. Along with adding me on Snapchat, I've gotten a ton of Snapchat requests. I've been accepting all of them and trying to reply back to you guys in a timely manner. It is an overload because I'm getting hundreds of questions on what to do to your truck, how to do things to your truck, and recommendations. So I'm getting back to you guys as fast as I can, so just bear with me. Like I said, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, leave a comment down below, and we'll catch you in tomorrow's upload of us fixing the good old flatbed. Peace out.